The episode begins with Rishi telling Tanushree that he caused Jhanak's accident, and he should sign because it's his responsibility to save her. Abhimanyu asks Rishi not to take a risk by signing. Rishi says Jhanak will die if he doesn't sign. Then, Tanushree tells him that they care about him only. The nurse tells Rishi to sign as soon as possible because if he delays, then Jhanak may die. Dadabai comes there with Putul. He asks Rishi what the doctor said. Rishi replies that Jhanak is in critical condition. He says he wants to sign for Jhanak, but his parents are opposing him. Dadabai supports Rishi's decision. He says even he can sign because Jhanak is his daughter. He scolds his family for losing humanity. Rishi says Jhanak is in this condition because of him, so he will sign. The nurse takes Rishi inside. Dadabai follows them. Abhimanyu asks when they will get freedom from Jhanak. He says now they have to face a police case. Rishi tells the manager that he is ready to sign. The manager asks Rishi to write what his relationship with Jhanak is. Dadabai asks Rishi to write that he is Janak's husband. He says he knows Rishi did not accept the marriage, but the truth is Rishi is Janak's husband, and now their priority is saving Jhanak. Rishi signs and mentions himself as Janak's husband in the bond form. The doctor begins Janak's surgery. Later, the doctor tells Rishi that surgery is over, but she can't say anything for now. Dadabai asks her whether Jhanak will be fine. The doctor tells him she can't give him false hope because Jhanak is not stable yet. She asks them to inform Janak's family members because anything can happen. Putul says Jhanak is young, so whether Jhanak can survive. The doctor says Jhanak may survive if her willpower is good then. Rishi asks the doctor to save Jhanak at any cost. The doctor tells him that she understands he is worried about his wife, and, moreover, he caused his wife's accident. Dadabai asks her whether they can meet Jhanak. The doctor gives them permission. Dadabai goes inside. Jhanak opens her eyes and sees Dadabai. Dadabai asks Jhanak to not speak and take rest. He says Jhanak will be fine because her surgery is over. He asks her why she did not cross the road carefully. The nurse tells Dadabai not to talk too much to Jhanak. Dadabai tells Jhanak he will wait outside and goes out. He tells Rishi to go and meet Jhanak once. Putul tells Rishi that Jhanak will feel good to see him. Rishi enters Janak's room. He thinks he wrote as Janak's husband on a hospital form in the past too. Jhanak opens her eyes and sees Rishi. The nurse praises Rishi for doing so much to save his wife. She tells Jhanak that the latter is lucky and leaves from there. Jhanak cries. Rishi asks her to not cry because nothing will happen to him. He says Jhanak lost blood because of him, and she should not cry because of him. He tells her he will bring her family from Simalboni if needed then, and asks her to take a rest and goes out. The episode ends. The episode begins with Annirudh meeting Rishi in the hospital and saying he is glad the latter got a clean chit. Rishi gives thanks to Annirudh for talking to his senior officer. He says he got a clean chit because of Janak's statement. Dadabai and Putul get surprised hearing this. Annirudh asks Rishi about Janak's accident. Rishi replies he was distracted a little bit and there was heavy traffic due to Ganesh Chaturthi. Annirudh asks whether Janak's family knows about it. Rishi says he could not contact Janak's family, so he is planning to visit Simalboni. Annirudh asks whether Rishi will really go to Simalboni again. Rishi says Jhanak is in critical condition and she should meet her mother. Annirudh says Aditi won't like it if Rishi goes to Simalboni then. Dadabai says Jhanak is on her deathbed and Rishi caused the accident, so he is doing everything that he can for Jhanak. And it doesn't matter what Aditi thinks about this. Annirudh tells Rishi to call Janak's father too. Rishi says Parashar is not Janak's father. He reveals Janak's father left Janak's mother. Annirudh refuses to believe that. Rishi says it's not fair to judge Nutan. Annirudh says he knows the villagers' personalities. He asks Rishi to not trust anyone blindly. He hopes Jhanak becomes fine soon and leaves. From there, the next day, Rishi reaches Simalboni and learns Nutan is unwell, and Parashar is not there. Siki asks him why he suddenly came there. Rishi replies he has to talk to Nutan and goes inside. Nutan asks him why he came there and whether Jhanak is fine. Rishi tells her about Janak's accident. He says Jhanak will be fine because surgery happened. Nutan asks him whether he accepted Jhanak as a wife. She says she knows Rishi loves Aditi so much. She tells him the same thing happened with her too. And it looks like history is repeating itself. Rishi gets confused hearing this. Nutan says she fought so much to get a place for Jhanak in this society, and she feels she may die soon, so she wants to tell her life story to Rishi. She tells him to never ignore Jhanak even if he can't accept her. On the other side, Annirudh recalls how Jhanak told him that she is pregnant with his child. He murmurs Jhanak should not have betrayed him for Parashar. Bablu and Anjana hear this. Anjana says Annirudh was taking Janak's name. Bablu asks whether Annirudh talked to Jhanak recently. Annirudh thinks he should not think about Jhanak. Aditi comes there and tells Annirudh that Rishi went to Simalboni again. Arshi says she already told them not to trust Rishi. Nutan tells Rishi that Parashar loves Jhanak so much, but there is no relationship between them. Rishi asks her to not worry about Jhanak because he will take responsibility for Jhanak and her studies. He thinks he wants to compensate for spoiling Janak's life. He asks her who Janak's father is. Nutan replies that Annirudh Bose is Janak's father. The episode begins with Rishi asking Nutan who Janak's father is. Nutan recalls how she got married to Annirudh. She tells him that a storm would have entered his life if she had told the truth to him then. She asks him to confirm the truth even if she tells him. Rishi asks her to not hesitate and tell the truth to him. Nutan says she feels like she doesn't have time left, so she wants to tell everything to Rishi. She reveals Annirudh Bose is Janak's father. Rishi gets shocked hearing this. He asks what about Aditi? Nutan says Aditi is Annirudh and Arshi's daughter. She says Aditi stayed with her for a few years and she called Aditi Moon. Rishi recalls how Bablu once called Aditi Moon. Jhanak gives the letter to Rishi and says it's for Annirudh. She tells him to talk to Anjana and Bablu if he has any doubts then. On the other side, Aditi tells Annirudh that Rishi should respect her decision, but he is doing the opposite of it. She says Rishi called her after reaching Simalboni and told her someone is serious there. Annirudh wonders whether Nutan is serious. Aditi says she doesn't want to talk about it and goes inside. Annirudh goes inside. Anjana tells Bablu that Jhanak suffered so much and they should have stayed with Jhanak. Arshi hears this and gets angry. She tells them that Jhanak is getting importance after all these years. Later, Aditi goes to Rishi's house and asks them why they did not stop Rishi. Dadabai says he is proud of Rishi's decision, so why would he stop Rishi? Indumti asks him to stop it. Sergi tells Aditi that Jhanak is in critical condition, so it's important to inform her family. Otherwise, Janak's family will target Rishi in the future. Abhimanyu asks who else can go. Dadabai says Rishi caused Janak's accident, so he took responsibility. Tanushri asks Dadabai to understand Aditi too. She says Aditi's marriage got cancelled because of Jhanak, and if Rishi got involved in Janak's matters, then obviously it would affect Aditi. Dadabai says he did not tell Rishi to go to Simalboni. Aditi says Rishi could have sent someone from the office. Dadabai says Rishi took the right decision. Aditi says Dadabai may tell Rishi to accept Jhanak. Dadabai tells her that the truth is Rishi's marriage happened with Jhanak, so Rishi should face the truth. He says it doesn't matter what anyone thinks because no one can change fate. Abhimanyu tells Dadabai that it was a forced marriage. Dadabai says he won't change his stand. Indumdi asks him not to say anything because he is standing against his family. Aditi tells Dadabai that Jhanak gave a statement in Rishi's favor to stay in his good books. Nutan tells Rishi that she is not able to breathe well. Rishi tells her that he will arrange a doctor. Nutan tells him that her time is over and she doesn't wish to stay alive. She tells him to never leave Jhanak, and it's her last wish. The episode ends. Precap. Rishi gives Nutan's letter to Annirudh. Anirudh asks Rishi to not tell anyone about it, or else everything will be ruined. Rishi tells Anirudh that Jhanak is the latter's daughter,